Picture your daily marketing workflow for just a second. It's probably held together by pure copy and paste, one tab for the brief, one for Notion, one for Canva. And ChatGPT is just a tiny piece of the puzzle. That is the real bottleneck.
Yeah, you're constantly moving everything around by hand. It feels incredibly disjointed and terribly slow.
Welcome to the deep dive, everyone. Our mission today is unpacking a really fascinating new guide. We are exploring a system called ChatGPT Work. It transforms scattered prompting into an automated marketing agent.
It completely rewrites how we handle complex campaigns. We're moving far away from those isolated, scattered chats.
We need to start by understanding the core problem. The old way of chatting with AI is broken. It fails completely for complex, multi-step marketing campaigns.
Right, because normal ChatGPT is great for a simple answer, but a real marketing campaign is rarely one clean task. You usually need to read several different source files. You have to understand the specific brand voice intimately. Then you create assets and update various shared folders.
Let's contrast normal ChatGPT with this new workflow. Normal ChatGPT just sits waiting for your next prompt. It answers you inside one single isolated chat window.
Right, and it forgets everything the moment you close it. The context window just vanishes completely. You constantly have to re-upload your strategy documents.
But ChatGPT Work operates quite differently under the hood. It actually creates a multi-step plan and follows it. It operates inside a dedicated, persistent project workspace.
Exactly. It uses the actual files you already have saved. It helps with deep research, asset creation, and final delivery.
The process doesn't end when the chat window closes.
No, it actually becomes a repeatable, highly reliable workflow.
Let's unpack this with a quick analogy. Normal ChatGPT is like a really smart intern. That intern just sits waiting for isolated, specific orders. ChatGPT Work is a project manager following a master blueprint.
The difference really comes down to memory and autonomy. An intern needs you to explain the company history daily. A project manager already has the keys to the cabinet.
Yeah, you can describe the desired final result just once.
You say, use this specific brief and our brand guidelines. Create a launch package with messaging and social visuals. Save everything right into our shared campaign folder.
Then the agent creates a checklist and moves through it. It systematically produces all the files for your review. We should also mention where this heavy lifting happens. The desktop app is usually best for local files.
Yeah, it handles local folders and browser sessions flawlessly. If your workflow depends on local files, start right there.
The web and mobile versions have slightly different jobs. They are useful for cloud-based work and scheduled background tasks. There is also a two-step flow to highlight here. You use Quick Chat for the initial planning layer.
Right, Quick Chat is where you find your insights first. You compare different campaign angles and shape the storyline. You essentially think through the broad strategy with normal chat.
Then you pass that strategy to ChatGPT Work for execution. So does this mean the chatbot is finally becoming a system?
Yeah, it takes those ideas and actually builds operational steps. It triggers background processes to generate the required deliverables.
Exactly, moving from isolated chats to continuous project-based execution.
Spot on.
That brings us to our next major architectural concept. Since this agent acts like a project manager, it needs an organized office. A messy setup creates a messy output.
The initial setup actually matters much more than the prompt. If your final files and random drafts sit together, the agent guesses.
And guessing is exactly where the costly mistakes start happening.
Absolutely. We need to build a highly structured marketing workspace. You create one dedicated project for each specific brand, or you create one for each major seasonal campaign.
Let's break down that specific folder system in detail.
Sure, so you need a designated brand folder for logos and voice rules.
Yeah.
You need a research folder for your market reports.
And then a folder just for campaign briefs.
That's right, that holds your core offers, goals, and launch timelines. You also need a content folder for rough drafts.
You also need a creative assets folder for your images.
Yeah, and you should include a performance data folder for analytics. And finally, you need a folder for final deliverables.
This structure gives the agent very clear, rigid boundaries. It knows exactly where to look and where to save. If you handle multiple clients, this is absolutely non-negotiable.
The agent essentially creates a vector index of these folders. It maps out the relationships between your different brand documents.
If you mix up clients, those vector maps get tangled.
Exactly. It might accidentally use a healthcare tone for a skateboard brand.
Once that structured workspace is ready, you connect your tools. You connect the apps your team actually uses daily, things like Gmail, Notion, Slack, and Google Drive.
The value isn't just opening another separate application. The real value is moving data between those connected apps.
You can tell the agent to read your Notion posts, then it creates matching social visuals and uploads to Drive.
And it updates the Notion card and immediately notifies Slack.
That requires something developers call a source of truth. The agent needs direct instructions so it doesn't hallucinate.
Yeah, you have to be explicit. You say, follow the attached brand guidelines. Use the officially approved messaging document, not those old drafts.
Clear data sources lead directly to much cleaner, safer outputs. This introduces a critical AI concept we need to define. We need to talk about building AI skills. A skill is reusable instructions teaching AI how to do a task.
A skill acts as the permanent operational manual. It includes your specific brand colors, tone, and strict design rules.
It includes required layout sections and specific file delivery steps.
Right, so once a manual workflow gives a consistently good result, save it. You turn that specific instruction set into a permanent skill.
What happens if we skip making a structured workspace?
The context window gets flooded with contradictory information. The agent just gets overwhelmed and tries to guess the priority.
Chaos. The agent pulls old guidelines and makes messy outputs.
Total chaos.
We're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, we explore the heavy lifting mid-roll sponsor break. With a clean workspace built and connected, things get exciting. We can finally look at the actual heavy lifting.
This is where chat automation feels incredibly practical and powerful. You stop asking for random one-off text outputs entirely.
You start building repeatable workflows that save hours of labor.
You always start with a workflow that wastes your time.
Let's discuss turning raw market research into a strategy deck. A raw research report is not a business decision. ChatGPT Work can help you manage that full strategic path.
You ask the agent to read the raw market report. It scans the data to find the 3 insights that matter most. It then builds a CMO-ready storyline for your executive team.
Then it creates a branded strategy deck completely automatically.
Right, and it saves that finished deck right into the correct folder.
That replaces a frustratingly long chain of small, tedious prompts. Strategy work usually gets stuck between analysis and final delivery.
This agent helps move raw research into an editable presentation quickly.
Another heavy lifting workflow is deep competitor ad research. Doing this manually is incredibly boring because it's so repetitive.
You search the keyword, open results, and check the titles. Then you save the pattern and repeat endlessly.
But ChatGPT Work actually uses browser control to scan multiple searches autonomously. It turns those raw findings into a clean, actionable playbook.
It analyzes the common advertisers and their pricing hooks. It looks at benefit angles and spots obvious missed opportunities.
It reads the underlying page structure to extract those hooks. It compares their messaging gaps against your own landing page.
Whoa. Imagine it scanning 50 competitor ads while you drink coffee. Beat. That is just wild to think about.
It gives your media buyer something immediately useful and actionable. Another really great workflow is building a comprehensive launch package.
You start with one single well-written campaign brief. You give it the brief and your strict brand guidelines.
You ask it to create all the required launch materials.
It produces campaign messaging and writes all the social captions. It can even write high-converting landing page copy.
It builds a simple website mockup and a shared asset folder.
The key here is giving it enough high-quality source material. It cross-references the brief against your past successful campaigns.
This works beautifully for short campaigns and quick temporary promos. Next, we have the highly requested content calendar workflow.
A content calendar is useless if the posts aren't actually made. ChatGPT Work can connect directly to your living calendar document.
It reads the planned posts and generates the necessary visuals. Then it uploads the final assets and updates the task status.
But there's a very crucial tip to remember here. You must use exact date ranges in your initial prompt.
Do not just say, create all the visuals for next week.
Yeah, that is a notoriously bad way to prompt. The AI struggles with relative time concepts, like next week. You should say, find approved posts from August 4 to August 21.
Exact date ranges drastically reduce the chance of missed posts. It updates each Notion card with the correct file link.
It can also turn dry business data into fresh campaign ideas.
Generic, fluffy campaign ideas are very easy to generate. But truly useful campaign ideas need real, tangible business context.
The agent can look at your live sales and inventory data. It checks recent customer feedback before ever recommending a promotion.
You ask it to find products with excess warehouse stock. It recommends a targeted weekend offer and explains the strategic reason. Is it really capable of factoring in business contexts like inventory?
Yeah, it pulls live data from your connected API feeds directly. It analyzes stock velocity before generating the marketing angle.
Yes. It grounds promo ideas in actual sales and stock data.
Much better than asking for random, fun marketing ideas.
Doing a complex task successfully once is really great. But the ultimate goal here is a reliable repeating schedule.
We want to turn successful manual workflows into true automations. You do not want to start from scratch every single Monday.
You build the workflow once, review it, and fix it. Then you package it into a permanent, reusable AI skill.
You can schedule recurring marketing tasks quite easily this way. You can do daily lead reviews and quick feedback summaries.
You can run a comprehensive weekly competitor ad scan automatically, or you can create a localized Friday promo every single week.
You can even do massive monthly SEO opportunity reviews automatically.
The underlying method here is incredibly important to follow strictly. You must run the complex task manually the very first time.
You review the final result and fix anything slightly unclear. Only then do you ask it to package the entire process.
You turn it into a saved skill with the right data sources. We combine skills and schedules to create the final agent.
A skill controls exactly how the specific work is done.
And the schedule controls exactly when that specific work happens. Together, they turn ChatGPT Work into a real operational system.
The agent knows exactly which data to inspect every Friday morning. It knows what specific deliverable to create and where to save it.
It's like stacking Lego blocks of data and perfectly timing when they snap together.
It fundamentally changes your relationship with the software. The repeated, tedious production work is already done for you.
It stops feeling like a simple reactive writing assistant.
Right. It actually acts like part of your core operating system.
Do we have to build the perfect automation on day one?
Absolutely not, because you'll just perfectly scale your own structural mistakes.
No. Run it manually first, fix it, then automate it.
That is the safest path forward.
Even on autopilot, a system needs very strict guardrails. We cannot just walk away and hope for the best outcome. We have to use this technology the right way.
A marketing agent should help your team move much faster, but it should never become the final, unsupervised decision maker.
You use it for rapid execution, not final strategic judgment. Keep human beings completely responsible for that final judgment call.
Marketing always has real, lasting consequences in the real world. A confidently wrong claim can easily create massive trust issues.
A wrong pricing number can thoroughly confuse a valuable client. A wrong audience target can quietly waste your entire monthly budget.
Let the automated agent prepare all the heavy work for you, but let the human marketer officially approve the final work.
That gives you incredible speed without giving up any real control. I still wrestle with writing vague, lazy prompts myself sometimes. It's hard to unlearn.
We all fall into that trap when we are tired. But vague tasks always create very vague, unusable output. You have to make every single task specific and highly measurable.
You cannot just say, review our marketing and make it better. You have to define the exact date range for the data.
You tell it to compare ad spend from July 1st to July 14th.
You ask for a very specific, standardized output format. You ask for a clean one-page PDF in the main reports folder.
If you can check the completed task easily, it is much safer. You also need to expect some frustrating early technical limitations.
API connectors might need their permissions fixed at first. The browser control feature may click the wrong navigation path entirely.
The agent might miss items if the structural instructions are unclear. This is completely normal for any new agent-based workflow system.
DOM structures change on websites, which occasionally breaks the browser scanning.
The fix is not to abandon the tool completely. The fix is building rigid review steps into the core process.
You ask the agent to pause before taking the final action. You tell it, do not send the email until I manually approve. How do we prevent it from sending a messed up client email?
You configure it to require a manual webhook trigger before sending. The system essentially drafts the message and waits for your green light.
Always add a strict human review step before final actions.
It saves you from so many unnecessary headaches. You tell it to list anything it is currently unsure about.
That one simple review step prevents a lot of messy cleanup later. You should start this journey with one high-frequency workflow.
Do not try to automate your entire marketing system today. Pick one single process that already wastes your team's time.
Run it manually, review the output, and refine the core prompt. You are not building a huge theoretical system from scratch.
You are just turning real work into repeatable, reliable workflows.
The teams that win with AI won't be the ones with the biggest library of prompts. They will be the ones who turn their best marketing processes into clear, connected, and repeatable workflows. 2-sec silence. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a fun one.
We have covered a massive structural shift in marketing execution today. We want to leave you with one final provocative thought. If your next marketing hire is actually a workflow, how does that change the human skills you need to be developing in yourself today?
It is a question we all need to answer very soon.
Stay curious, and we will see you next time.